Yo, we're Slo Cheetah and we're going to show you how we used AI to create a song about AI.
Set me on fire, let's ignite the flame. Suck it but silence, waking up a theater.
YouTube, mate. YouTube! YouTube! Mate, being on camera, man, honestly. Quick disclaimer. Disclaimer alert. We're not saying to use AI to replace creativity, we're just suggesting a way to help you find new forms of inspiration because that's how we use it from time to time. But not all the time, so this is how we do it.
We started small in a room with machines.
So we started with a piece of artwork that was created by Midjourney artificial intelligence. So we do apologise to graphics designers, but please start supplying us with some free artwork.
You can go f*** yourself, mate.
We went on to Midjourney and the prompt was something like an old school artwork of a gorilla with a crown sat on a throne holding a phone. And we ended up with this.
Would you look at that?
Sometimes to make it interesting we make an artwork like this and we start with the artwork and then we'll use the artwork to inspire what do we think the song would sound like if it had that artwork. So that's where we started. The first thing I was thinking when I saw that was a dirty bass line.
Big, dirty, stinking bass line.
To do that, bass sound was dead simple. It was this sound.
Excuse you.
Excuse me. That's a gorilla-esque sound, isn't it?
King Kong's fingers slide.
With a bit of plugins, a bit of EQ, a bit of all that jazz. What came next, David?
Next?
Were you even there?
Some drums, lad.
Was some drums, wasn't it? Was some drums. But it wasn't this kid over here that
Kenny B's, lad.
can't play in time. It was the good old Splice. Now, if you really can't be bothered making a drum beat, sometimes you just go on Splice and you just rob a loop.
Hey. Creativity, the death.
With a couple extra percussion layers, I EQ'd off the low end of the drum loop so that I could add a fat subby kick underneath it. Then we let Elliot chuck on some real drums to give it a bit more of a human feel. Small lesson learned is you can use loops in a more creative way than we did in this one, like chopping and changing little bits and pieces, but in this one I was a bit tired and I'll be honest, I couldn't be arsed. Then they were imagining kind of a 21 Pilots-esque piano stabby chord progression, so that's where we went to next. Do it from this one. The next thing we needed was some kind of repetitive counter melody to the chords, and I was imagining like a vocal doing it, so best place to go for that is... What was the best place to go, David?
Tesco! Lad,
Went to Tesco.
why you asked the vocal shop?
The vocal shop? Where's the vocal shop in Wigan?
Oh. Well, you should already know those.
Best place to go is Splice.
What? You sampled the vocals on Splice? What are you talking about?
You go to Splice, you find the sound, whatever it was called, and then you end up with searching, blagged it, this. Pretty cool. Reminds me of Billie Eilish. But it's not in the right key. So we chuck a lot of plugins on it. Getting somewhere, man. When we got to this point, we had to write some lyrics, so then we were thinking, what should the song be about? It's got to be about AI, because that's kind of what's inspiring it. So, what better place to go to start writing lyrics than ChatGPT? We typed in, write me a song about a person befriending an AI to take over the world, but then the AI betrays the person. Second disclaimer, we are not suggesting to write an entire song using AI. Like we said before, just use the lyrics to put you in the right direction and to write something that is unique to you. What we did was we only left a small part of it because most of the lyrics were pretty cheesy that the ChatGPT created for us. A lot of the time when it rhymes, it just goes da 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 da, went to the shop. Da 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 da, went to the top. Da 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 da, went to the friend. Da 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 da, and it's like the crap rhyming structure. So we kept a bit of it that sounded pretty cool, but then we changed the majority of it. So if you listen to the actual song after this video on Spotify, see if you can spot which part of the song was actually the AI that wrote it and not us.
Set me on fire, let's ignite the flame. Circuit board silence, cranking up the fader. Keep me on side so I don't run away. Digital alliance, mastermind players.
So the next thing we needed to do was add some harmonies. For harmonies, all you need to do is a few tips that I've figured out over the years of making tunes. Is one thing you can do is just sit on the root note, singing as closely in time to the lead vocal as you possibly can. It's a bit like what the Beatles do quite a lot of that, where you've got multiple harmonies moving all over the place and then one harmony just staying on the same note. And if you do stupid voices that sound nothing like the lead vocal, then you'll get cooler textures. So that's why, unfortunately, I'm going to have to share this with you, but this is what we got. The other harmony we did was to just follow exactly what the bass line is doing. So that's kind of following what the chord progression is doing as well. And the high ones were just accentuating, using harmonies to accentuate certain parts of the melody, like the catchy bit, like the dun, whatever the goes, how's it go? That one.
Set me on fire, let's ignite the flame. Circuit board silence, cranking up the fader. Keep me on side so I don't run away. Digital alliance, mastermind players.
So the next thing we did was we thought if we're doing a song about AI and artificial intelligence, technology and all that jazz, we thought we'd get some vocoder sounds in there to kind of match the vibe of the tune. All we do with that, I mean this is a new thing to me as well, this Juno X, but you just sing into it and then you basically play the chords you want to come out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Did I just make the song of the summer?
Oh my god, man. Holy dude, holy. Once we've layered all of those bits and bats, then we end up with this. We've got a chorus sorted. Then we needed to add some things like ear candies, things that kind of add a little bit of texture to it, different sounds to make it a bit more interesting in the background that we can kind of bring in and take away. So I just had like a string sound, a bit of an electric keyboard sound, and some weird saxophone sample. Saxophone doesn't even sound like it's in tune, but it sounds cool in the context of the mix, so. It.
Set me on fire, let's ignite the flame. Circuit board silence, cranking up the fader. Keep me on side so I don't run away. Digital alliance, mastermind player.
Obviously that's just the chorus. To do the verse you kind of just need changing melody, maybe not as repetitive as the chorus. We decided to do a bit of rapping on this verse, which we don't normally do, and then to do a bridge. Our song literally follows basic songwriting structure. It's just verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, bridge, chorus. To hear the full thing that we did, you're just gonna have to go and check out the song in all its glory on Spotify. So voila, there you go. That's how Slo Cheetah do it in 2023. 24,
25,
25,
2012,
27.
That's all she wrote.
And that's all she wrote.
Figure it out, you.
Check it out. 3, 2, 1, bounce.
Inside.